More sunshine today, meaning warmer temperatures this afternoon. I'll show you how much hotter it'll be today and our chance for severe storms tomorrow.
Trees down in Raleigh. Roads are closed this morning after storms overnight. The WRAL breaking news tracker is on the scene as cleanup gets started. Urgent search. Loved ones are pleading for help after caring woman vanished while on vacation in Grenada. What we're learning about the moments before she disappeared.
We are following those stories and more for your Monday. WRAL News at 8 starts in 30 seconds.
Now be careful with Hardee's new hot honey. You'll get lost in that made-from-scratch hot honey chicken biscuit. Right now, get the hot honey chicken biscuit or any chicken biscuit for just $3.99. Only at Hardee's.
What's up, Bubba? Hey, Brad. Did we win something?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Partner with some chicken.
Yeah.
Right now on the app, My Rewards members get the Bubba Wallace Full Throttle Tenders Meal with a collectible Hardee's card.
Your number one source for local news. This is WRAL, coverage you can count on.
Good morning, everyone. The time is 8 a.m. here on your Monday. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Laura Levine.
And I'm Ken Smith. I'll tell you what, that thunder woke up my little ones. So Sarah Catherine was up when I left. God bless my wife. Let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking whether or not we can face any more of those storms.
It woke me up, too. They were really kind of tiny. They moved through very quickly, but they did dump some significant rain. We'll take a look at that coming up in just a few minutes. Those storms are all over. If we see anything else happening today, it would be late this afternoon into this evening, mainly in our southeastern counties east of I-95. Right now, we're starting to see the sun breaking through the leftover clouds from last night. 73 is our temperature. Our dew point's up at 71, which of course is quite muggy. Our temperatures are in the low 70s currently, but we'll warm up into the mid 80s by lunchtime, and we'll see a high of 88. So no big heat in our forecast, which is nice. Temperatures will be either at or a little bit below normal. Tomorrow is a WRAL weather alert day. We already have a level 2 risk for severe storms. We'll talk about what that means and when storms could arrive. Coming up, Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, at 8:02, a major traffic alert here in Orange County. Right at the I-40, I-85 split, you can see a semi flipped over onto its side. You can see the contents spilled out into that grassy area, causing a huge delay on I-40, I-85 there near the split right now. So if you're on 85, you're fine. You're good to go. But if you're still on 40 coming into the triangle, you got a mess on your hands. So if you have a friend maybe stuck in this traffic or family member, you might want to tell them to take a Highway 70 exit somewhere in Mebane and get over to Highway 70 and work their way around the I-40, I-85 split right now. Here in Wake County, here's a live look at I-440 and Ridge Road. You can see traffic is flowing at a nice steady clip. And as we widen out the view of that northern loop of the Beltline, we're just looking at a 4-minute delay on that northern loop. Nothing that's going to make you late. As for that southern loop of the Beltline, similarly, the bulk of the congestion between Lake Wheeler Road and Gorman Street, once you get past Gorman Street, it's clear sailing all the way over to Cary. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. A stretch of Lake Dam Road north of I-40 is shut down after overnight storms knocked down a tree. WRAL's Allie Calabar is live from that scene, and she's been there for several hours now. Allie, we know that large tree is blocking the roadway.
Yeah, just within the past 30 minutes, crews have cleared that scene right here. They have cleared the tree. They have reopened the road here. We can see at least one truck is still here. Now, overnight storms and recent rainfall drenched the soil, likely contributing to trees being uprooted and falling down throughout the triangle. So take a look at this video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. You can see that large tree blocking Lake Dam Road here for about 4 hours. This is near Walnut Creek Parkway. It did not damage any power lines or buildings, but other fallen trees in Raleigh did cause damage this morning. This video shows a tree blocking the road, hitting utility lines on Kaplan Road. It knocked out power for nearly 50 Duke Energy customers. Power was restored within the last hour. We are working to find out when this road will be officially cleared. Looks like the truck just cleared. It is officially cleared right now. Traffic should be flowing as normal. Reporting live in Raleigh, Allie Calabar, WRAL News.
That's good to know. So firefighters put out a house fire near Clayton just before 1 o'clock this morning. The firefighters were called to Guy Road near US 70. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was there as paramedics treated someone at the scene. We're trying to get an update on their condition and the cause of that fire.
It's been 5 days now since a Cary woman vacationing in Grenada disappeared. This is Liz Waddell. One of her close friends spoke with WRAL about the last time she was seen. Amanda Romano Harmon says that she has known Waddell and her husband Clayton for 25 years. Liz was last seen on Wednesday, not far from the Airbnb where she and another friend were staying at on the Grenada beach. That friend was the last person to see her. She was last seen wearing a swimsuit and a towel.
Her friend was taking her online course, and when she got through with her course, she looked up and she didn't see Liz outside, so she went outside to just kind of walk around and see where she could see maybe where she went. And she saw her towel down on the pier. She's a great person, and we really want to bring her home.
And we want to bring her home as well. We really want to share this information too. The family is saying that the missing persons flyer you've probably seen online from Grenada authorities is actually incorrect. She's 5 feet tall and currently has blonde hair. Anyone with any information should contact St. George Police, and you can find that contact information on WRAL.com. Tonight, there's another chance to learn more about the planned merger of WakeMed and Atrium Health.
Yeah, it's a plan, Laura, that has many people questioning the future of healthcare costs in the Triangle. Let's get to WRAL's Kelsey Coffey. She's live outside WakeMed this morning. Kelsey, concerned community members are coming together for a town hall tonight.
Yes, Ken, and those folks will be talking about how Atrium Health plans to merge with WakeMed in a new deal that could bring in more than $2 billion investment here in Wake County. But first, let's remind you of how we got here. WakeMed reps say Atrium's financial backing will help them serve a growing population. Opponents say the plan could lead to higher costs and lower quality of care. The deal was first announced in May, and Wake County commissioners delayed voting on it. If commissioners ultimately agree to this, state or federal regulators could still try to block it. But the bar for doing that is high and comes with several legal roadblocks. You can share your thoughts on what you think should happen tonight at 6 o'clock at St. Ambrose Church here in Raleigh. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on what comes out of that town hall. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News. I've been Raleigh.
And as we continue to follow this potential deal, we asked, why does WakeMed want to deal with Atrium? And we explain why and the concerns from state officials on our WRAL YouTube channel.
At least 3 people are dead after a mass shooting during a food festival last night near the Space Needle in Seattle. Several others are hurt. This morning, police say they have arrested at least one person and are searching for another. The identities of the people killed have not been released. 4 others, including a 2-year-old, were injured. Police believe the 2 suspects were shooting at each other.
The 6th teenager charged in connection with violence incidents during the 4th of July weekend in Raleigh could appear in court today. Police say officers obtained a secure custody order Friday for the 15-year-old connected to the Bryan Creek shooting. Authorities took the teenager into custody in Durham County Saturday morning. Raleigh police say they're still pursuing leads that could result in more arrests.
And 2 people are facing charges after remains of 2 people were found on a nature trail in western North Carolina. Officers responded to Simpsons Park in Burke County last Tuesday. Jamar Probst and Tosha Lewis were arrested Saturday. They are due in court today. They are charged with 2 counts of felony conspiracy and 2 counts of first-degree murder. The name of the victims have not been released yet.
Today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will travel to D.C. ahead of a meeting with President Trump tomorrow. The meeting marks the first face-to-face talks between Trump and Netanyahu since the war on Iran began at the end of February. Netanyahu will also be attending the funeral for Senator Lindsey Graham, who was a strong supporter of Israel. After nearly 2 straight weeks of strikes on Iran, the United States paused attacks over the weekend, but tensions still remain high as the 2 sides battle for control of the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. naval blockade on Iranian ports is still being enforced. Over the weekend, U.S. Central Command releasing video of American troops boarding and inspecting a ship. It's accused of violating the blockade. Now, on Meet the Press yesterday, UN Ambassador Mike Waltz says the pause over the weekend was designed to encourage diplomacy.
What the president is doing right now, as we've seen all along, is giving some talks, some space. Talks are ongoing. They're happening at every level, from the more technical aspect of it all the way to the highest levels, of course, within both the Iranian government and the U.S. government.
The Pentagon also updated its war casualty database. The new data shows 18 U.S. service members have been killed since the war started nearly 5 months ago. More than 600 troops have been wounded as well. A life remembered as we come up on 8:10 now. Family and friends honored a Rocky Mountain bicyclist killed in a crash. The message they're sharing now in hopes of preventing another tragedy.
And drought relief. Recent rain is helping Durham's water supply, but officials say the drought isn't over. Why they're still asking you to cut back on that water usage.
And we do have more rain in our forecast, a small chance in our eastern counties today, but a better chance tomorrow. As a matter of fact, tomorrow is already a WRAL weather alert day. We'll talk about the severe threat and the timeline. 8:13, our next weather maker will be a big cluster of thunderstorms that's up to the north that'll dive in on us for tomorrow. In the meantime, we have some cloud cover out there that's starting to thin, and there's a small chance of a shower or thunderstorm in our south and eastern counties later on today. This is a live look at downtown Raleigh from the apartments, The Weld, that are over near Dix Park. Our temperatures are climbing into the low to mid 70s for right now. Our planner for today, not terrible for a morning run. I mean, it's muggy out there, but temperatures not bad in the low 70s. By the pool, not too bad either. Most of us will be dry today with temperatures in the upper 80s, so it may be relatively comfortable for grilling out. Parts of the country seeing some really high heat. Meteorologist Chris Michaels is coming up to talk more about how that actually could bring us some rain under a pattern called Ring of Fire. Ken?
Well, Elizabeth, we're staying on top of this major traffic alert out of Orange County. We're talking this crash at the I-40, I-85 split. You can see a semi flipped into the grassy median there. One lane of traffic is completely blocked. This is causing some huge congestion on the I-85, I-40 area, stretching all the way back to Mebane. So if you have friends or family coming into town right now and they're on 85, I-40, you might want to tell them to take a US 70 exit in Mebane and work their way around this mess. I'll have another update coming up in about 10 minutes.
Ken, thank you. Family and friends gathered in Rocky Mount this weekend to remember a man they say touched countless lives. 70-year-old Gonzalo Torres Perez died after he was hit by a car while riding his bike last week on the Thomas A. Betts Parkway. Loved ones say that he was known across the community for his kindness. They hope his death will lead to safer streets for everyone who walks or rides a bike.
Let's be more safe on the streets when we're driving, because unfortunately for us, it was a loved one, and I do not want it to be one of your loved ones to suffer.
Family and friends are calling for more bike lanes and safer roads in Rocky Mount. Police say the driver stayed at the scene. The crash remains under investigation.
The State Bureau of Investigation is taking over an ankle monitoring program. This program tracks more than 1,000 people charged with crimes all across our state. The new state budget shifts control of the program away from a group called the Criminal Justice Information Network. This is happening about a year after the group relied on emergency state funding to stay afloat. The program aims to protect victims of stalking and domestic abuse. Senate Leader Phil Berger's office says lawmakers gave control to the SBI to ensure the program's long-term viability.
Today is the last day you can file a claim in a $2.5 billion settlement. This is related to customers who signed up for Amazon Prime and were unsuccessful in canceling their membership. Amazon denied any wrongdoing, but it did agree to work on making it easier for customers to cancel. You can get up to $51 in that settlement. Parts of the central U.S. are dealing with extreme heat, and that's prompting action from the federal government. The Energy Department issued an emergency order to prevent blackouts from increased AC usage. The order directs the Southwest Power Pool to take steps to help keep the electricity flowing. Energy Secretary Chris Wright says the Trump administration is also tapping into unused backup generation to make sure there is no disruption in service. This applies to 17 states. The order will remain in effect until next Monday. Tonight's Powerball jackpot is worth an estimated $633 million. That means a lump sum cash option would be around $277 million. You can watch tonight's drawing before WRAL News at 11. And it doesn't stop there. Looking ahead to tomorrow night, the Mega Millions will be worth an estimated $800 million. The cash option for that is $344 million. It's the 10th largest jackpot in Mega Millions history. You can watch that drawing tomorrow before WRAL News at 11.
We'll get another update tomorrow about how all this recent rain is affecting our drought conditions. But the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will release new numbers on water levels at Falls Lake. Last week's update showed our water supply had risen to 66%. There's still a long way to go, though. Falls Lake is still a little more than 5 feet below where it needs to be. Raleigh remains under Stage 1 water restrictions. Of course, the recent rain is slowly easing drought conditions in Durham as well. The city's pumping water from Tier Quarry to take pressure off its reservoirs, but officials say it's still important to conserve water to avoid stricter restrictions.
Some breaking news we're learning here in the WRAL Live Center. We've learned that the University of North Carolina has placed this person right here. This is Michael Lombardi. He's the football GM, and he has been placed on administrative leave effective immediately there. They say that as this is a standard procedure with personnel matters, leadership, staff, and student athletes are prohibited from addressing this topic further and has no reflection on the merits. Again, Michael Lombardi is the GM for the Carolina football program. You may recall he made about $1.5 million last year, and he was one of Bill Belichick's first hires. But again, what it doesn't say here is why he's placed on administrative leave. Of course, we'll continue to ask those questions, though it says that they're right now the staff and leadership are prohibited from addressing this. But I'm sure a lot of people want to know what is leading up to this particular update this morning.
A major update. Chris, thank you. So the term Ring of Fire might get you thinking of the old Johnny Cash song. However, for our weather team, it means something totally different. Meteorologist Chris Michaels shows us why a pattern called the Ring of Fire will add to our severe storm threat tomorrow, Chris.
Yeah, Laura, so this is one of those patterns that often develops in the summertime, and what you get is this big area of high pressure. It leads to a lot of heat, like you see behind me with those heat alerts stretching from Florida all the way up to Minnesota, Michigan, and even Montana. On the very outer edges of that area of high pressure is where you tend to see these storm clusters. That's why it's called the Ring of Fire, because it forms on that outer ring. There you see the upper level winds taking those storm clusters and driving them from northwest to southeast. And we're in prime position for some of those heading into tomorrow, especially during the evening. And these things can survive for hundreds of miles at a time because out ahead of them, the air is very hot. But you've got rain-cooled air behind. That temperature difference, that pressure difference allows that line of storms to keep chugging along and moving across multiple state lines. So this is just a little bit of a look as to what that could look like as we head between now and Tuesday night. But Elizabeth here with a closer look at that weather maker, and some of the storms could be pretty nasty by tomorrow.
Yes, and so it's already a WRAL weather alert day so that people can be ready for that, especially during the afternoon and evening. Evening commute could be fairly heavily affected by that tomorrow. This is a look at Dole Doppler 5000 radar. You may have been awakened by some thunderstorms last night. There were just a few of them, about 3 little streaks that rolled through. One of those streaks was just to the west of our viewing area, but interesting to see just how heavy the rain was, even with these little streaks. So one of those was from southwest Orange County back down toward northwest Harnett County, and along that line, we ended up with about 1.5 to 2 inches of rainfall, and another one from Durham toward Clayton, right across Wake and southern Durham counties. Again, about 1.5 to 2 inches of rain along with that. We're starting to see conditions brightening up just a little bit. This is a look at downtown Raleigh from the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences. It is 73 degrees. Our winds are calm, but our humidity is way on up there. Tomorrow, it's a level 2 risk for severe storms. That means scattered storms could produce some wind damage. That's going to be our biggest threat. It's likely to be afternoon and maybe evening and overnight as well. So we're going to start to see those storms developing well to the north and dropping southward. They're not even showing up on this map just yet. That scattered level 2 risk means that severe storms with wind damage certainly are possible, mainly toward late Tuesday evening and overnight. One limiting factor, if it tends to be fairly cloudy tomorrow afternoon, that's going to limit the amount of energy that's in the atmosphere. Chris was talking about those storms having, the potential to really, roll through several hundred miles. If our atmosphere is too stable with clouds tomorrow, we may not see those storms being quite as severe. This is a look at tomorrow. Notice at 5, 6 o'clock, starting to see some of those cells popping up across our area. And again, some of those could produce some heavy rain, some strong gusty damaging winds, and then that all tapers off by Wednesday, and much of the week is actually pretty quiet for us. We're looking at in the next 7 days maybe another 1/2 inch to 2 inches of rain. The hottest day of the week will be tomorrow at 91, and then we're looking at, of course, temperatures in the 80s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Another chance for some scattered storms. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, still monitoring this major traffic alert out of Orange County, right at the I-40, I-85 split. You can see a semi-truck flipped into the grassy median there. They're trying to figure out a way to get it cleared. One lane is blocked, causing some huge congestion in this area of I-40, I-85 this morning. You can see it right on a live traffic map this morning, all the way back to Mebane. So if you have friends or family maybe coming in on the I-40, I-85, you might want to tell them to take a Mebane exit to Highway 70 and work their way around the situation and get back into the Triangle area. Here's a live look at I-440 Ridge Road. Boy, traffic flowing at a nice steady clip in all directions, which is really good news from I-87 for 440 interchange all the way over to Wade Avenue. You're just looking at a 3-minute delay. As for that southern loop of the Beltline, boy, things are looking really good this morning. No delays whatsoever on that southern loop of the Beltline.
Ken, thank you. Protecting your pictures, your photos could be helping scammers, and you may never know it. 5 on Your Side reveals how it happened to a local woman and the 3 ways to protect yourself. And here's a reminder, if you see breaking news, have a story tip, or take video or pictures of the weather, report it to us at WRAL.com/reported.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning, everyone. The time is 8:26 on your Monday morning. I'm Laura Levine. Let's get right over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner tracking the forecast. Elizabeth, some overnight storms that have moved out.
Yes, still some lingering cloud cover, and there may be some redevelopment of storms south and east of the Triangle for later on today. We're looking at only a 20% chance. Our temperatures will be on the mild side. We still have some lingering cloud cover from last night's storms. Temperatures are climbing into the low to mid 70s right now. Walking the dog around lunchtime, 83. We're going to keep it below 90 today with highs in the upper 80s. Tomorrow's a WRAL weather alert day with a chance of some severe storms late in the day. We'll be talking more about that coming up on Fox 50, Ken.
Elizabeth, boy, this trouble spot in Orange County not going away anytime soon. I-85, I-40 split. You can see a semi flipped over into the grassy median. At least one lane is blocked, causing some huge delays in this section of I-40, I-85 this morning. You can see it live on a traffic map going all the way back to Mebane. So if you have friends or family who might be coming this way, they're on I-85, I-40 right now, you might want to tell them to take a US 70 exit in Mebane and work their way around this traffic mess. I'll have another update for you at the bottom of the hour.
Firefighters put out a house fire near Clayton just before 1 a.m. They were called to Guy Road near US 70. The WRAL breaking news tracker was there as paramedics treated someone at the scene. Right now, we're trying to get an update on their condition and the cause of this fire. Well, people will have the chance to share their thoughts on the proposed WakeMed Atrium Health merger tonight. The plan has got some pushback from people who are concerned about the future of healthcare costs in the Triangle. Tonight's town hall will be at St. Ambrose Church at 6 p.m. Coming up next on Fox 50, authorities in Grenada are searching for a Carey woman who has been missing for 5 days now. We have much more coming up on Fox 50.
More sunshine today, meaning warmer temperatures this afternoon. I'll show you how much hotter it'll be today and our chance for severe storms tomorrow.
Breaking news as this morning, UNC's football GM Michael Lombardi is on paid administrative leave. What we're learning this morning from the WRAL Life Center.
Urgent search. Loved ones are pleading for help after Carey woman vanished while on vacation in Grenada. What we're learning about the moments before she disappeared. Well, we got a lot to get to here in this half hour at 8:30. We always appreciate your time. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Laura Levine. It's going to help you get your week started off right. Let's begin with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner tracking the forecast for us after what was a rowdy night for a lot of people, Elizabeth.
It woke me up, that's for sure. Those storms moved through pretty quickly. It did bring us anywhere from about 3/4 of an inch to almost 2 inches in some places. That is long gone, and we're watching what happens next, which is just a small chance of showers and storms, mainly east of I-95 later on this afternoon or this evening. Now we're starting to see the sunshine breaking through some of the clouds from last night. That's going to warm us up pretty quickly. Our dew point, of course, is on the muggy side at 71. Currently, our temperature is 73 in the Triangle, 73 in Fayetteville, 74 in Goldsboro and in Rocky Mount. Mid-80s at lunchtime, and we'll climb into the upper 80s for highs later on this afternoon. Again, pretty quiet day today. We're going to keep it just below normal in terms of our highs. But tomorrow is already a WRAL weather alert day. We'll have the chance of some scattered storms that could produce some wind damage, and that may be right through the evening commute. So we'll talk about how that could affect your day tomorrow coming up. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, boy, we're staying on top of this breaking news out of Orange County. This crash right now on I-40, I-85 split there in Orange County. You can see the semi-truck flipped over into the grassy area. We're working to get some more information about how this crash happened, the condition of the driver. You can see one lane is completely blocked. Boy, this is causing some huge backups, stretching all the way back to Mebane right now. So if you have a friend or family members on this section of I-40, I-85 coming into town, you might want to tell them to take a US 70 exit in Mebane and work their way around what's happening there on the I-40, I-85 split. And really and truly, if you're hitting I-85, it's good to go, but it's the situation I-40 that's the issue. Here's a live look at I-40 Aviation Parkway. Of course, here in the Triangle, traffic is flowing at a nice steady clip in both directions there on I-40. And as we widen out the view in terms of other routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area, we're picking up a 4-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest. And really and truly, all the other major routes relatively delay-free. Are you coming in from Knightdale or the Garner-Johnson County area and I-40 westbound? Even if you're coming in from Apex, all delay-free. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Let's get back to that breaking news we're following this morning. UNC placing its football GM on paid administrative leave. Michael Lombardi, we learned this, just shy of the top of the hour this morning. And the message that came from the university said, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill has placed Michael Lombardi, general manager for the Carolina football program, on a paid administrative leave effective immediately. But they also say, as is standard procedure with personnel matters, leadership staff and student athletes are prohibited from addressing this topic further and has no reflection on the merits. We're trying to see if there's anything else that we can find that online that's being talked about. I went to the North Carolina, looks like their Facebook page a little bit ago, lost me there. I tried to see if there was a post about this today, but I don't see it. So we're going to hopefully try to hear something from people who are waking up to this news this morning. But it's pretty significant in this regard. We have an article on WRAL.com that kind of walks you through the history of Michael Lombardi and his connections with Bill Belichick. You may recall he was one of the first people that Belichick hired when he came to UNC. So stay with WRAL News. We're going to dig further into this and try to answer the question, why is Michael Lombardi on paid administrative leave?
Yeah, something that we will be staying on top of. Chris, thank you. Well, in the last half hour now, a stretch of Lake Dam Road in Raleigh that was closed because of a downed tree has reopened. Allie Catlabar is there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Allie, we know that tree came down pretty early this morning after some overnight storms.
Yeah, and it is cleared up right now, but we know overnight storms and recent rainfall likely drenched the soil and likely caused one of these trees and also multiple trees throughout the Triangle to fall. Now, take a look at this video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. You can see a large tree blocking Lake Dam Road for about 4 hours. This is near Walnut Creek Parkway. It didn't damage any power lines or buildings, and crews quickly cleaned it up, but other fallen trees in Raleigh did cause damage this morning. We're showing you video of a tree blocking the road, hitting utility lines on Kaplan Road. It knocked out power for nearly 50 Duke Energy customers, but power was restored within the last 90 minutes. Now, of course, this stretch here on Lake Dam Road back open. It opened around 8 this morning. Reporting live in Raleigh, Allie Gadlabar, WRAL News.
Allie, thank you. Firefighters battled an early morning house fire near Clayton. They were called out to Guy Road near US 70 just before 1 this morning. Our crew in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker saw EMS treating someone at that scene. Right now, we're trying to get an update on their condition as well as the cause of the fire.
The search to find a Cary woman who disappeared in Grenada is now entering its 5th day. Liz Waddell was in Grenada vacationing when she disappeared. She was last seen Wednesday, not far from the Airbnb where she and a friend were staying. She was last seen wearing a swimsuit and a towel. A friend she was with, traveling with, says she was taking an online course before noticing Waddell was missing. We spoke with with a friend, Amanda Romano Harmon, who is another friend of Waddell, and her husband, Kaylin.
She was just kind of starting to panic because she knew Liz didn't have her phone or anything with her. And so they wound up filing a missing persons report right away. If you know anything at all that could lead us to her whereabouts, know where she is, please contact the officials on the poster.
Waddell's family also wanted to share that missing persons flyer that you've likely seen online or on social media is incorrect. She's actually 5 feet tall and currently has blonde hair, unlike the picture on the flyer.
Tonight, there is another chance to learn more about the planned merger of WakeMed and Atrium Health. It's a plan that has many people questioning the future of healthcare costs in the Triangle. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is following this story as concerned community members are coming together for a town hall tonight.
Atrium Health plans to merge with WakeMed in a new deal that could bring at least $2 billion in investment to Wake County. Let's remind you of how we got here. WakeMed reps say Atrium's financial backing will help them serve a growing population. Opponents say the plan could lead to higher costs and lower quality of care. The deal was first announced in May. Wake County commissioners delayed voting on it. Now, if commissioners ultimately agree to this, state or federal regulators could try to block it. But the bar for doing that is quite high and comes with some legal roadblocks. You can share your thoughts on what you think should happen next at a town meeting tonight at 6 o'clock at St. Ambrose Church in Raleigh. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News in Raleigh.
At least 3 people are dead after a mass shooting during a food festival last night at the Space Needle in Seattle. Several others were hurt. This morning, police say they have arrested at least one person and are searching for another. The identities of the people who died have not been released. A 2-year-old is among the 4 people who were hurt. One person who was in the crowd during the shooting says it sounded like firecrackers.
And then when the crowd started moving quickly in herds, you knew something was happening. So we got down and took cover, and it was about, I'd say 6, maybe 12 to 15 shots maybe.
Seattle police say officers recovered 2 guns at the scene. They also say no officers fired during the shooting.
Now to this, a Chapel Hill man charged with attempted murder after a series of fights in Raleigh's Union Station will be in court today. We're talking about 19-year-old Terrence Kernman. He's facing a long list of charges. Police say he assaulted multiple people on Friday, including officers and 2 trained conductors. One conductor was hurt so badly he had to be taken to the hospital, but is expected to be okay. Warrants indicate that he was screaming and cursing while hitting the side of a train and trying to climb on top of it. He's then accused of assaulting the conductors and resisting and kicking officers who tried to arrest him. Right now, he's being held in jail without bond.
A man drowned in a lake in Franklin County last night. Emergency teams got the call from Lake WRAL near the community pavilion around 6 o'clock in the evening. Police say a 25-year-old man went into the lake and swam beyond the designated buoy line before going under. His body was later recovered and his family has been notified, but authorities have not yet released his name. Well, this morning we're working to learn more about a large police scene in a Fuquay-Varina neighborhood over the weekend. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was on Gathering Square Court around 6 o'clock in the evening. That's off North Judd Parkway Northeast. Police cleared the scene shortly after we arrived. We have not heard back from police about why they were there and whether anyone was hurt.
Senator Lindsey Graham will be laid to rest this week in his home state of South Carolina. President Donald Trump is set to give a tribute to Graham during a funeral service tomorrow in Washington. Additional services are set for Wednesday morning in South Carolina. They will begin with a public procession to the State House. The funeral service will be followed by a private family burial. Well, keeping your photos safe, a local woman's pictures used to help scammers, and she didn't know. 5 on your side breaks down how this happened to her and what you can do to protect yourself.
Car attack suspect killed. The man accused of driving a car into a crowd at the Berlin Pride Festival was shot by police, what officials say happened in the moments before his death.
And after a night with a few storms, the sun's starting to make a reappearance in some places. You can see that here in downtown Raleigh. We're going to talk more about our next round of storms, which makes tomorrow a WRAL Weather Alert Day, coming up. 8:43, our next weather maker will come from the north tomorrow. But today, things are looking pretty quiet. We did have some overnight storms, but those are over. And we're looking at a very small chance this afternoon, mainly east of I-95. So a few places could see a little pop-up cell, but most of us won't be affected. Pinehurst is warm and muggy this morning. That's not stopping anybody from getting out there at Pinehurst Resort and Country Club. 73 in Raleigh, but it is 72 in Southern Pines, 74 in Wilson, and 75 in Goldsboro. Might might be a nice day to head to the pool. Again, we don't have a lot of chances for showers and storms, and it's not outrageously hot. Highs will climb into the upper 80s. But tomorrow's already a WRAL weather alert day for a good chance of late day storms. We'll walk through the timeline in just a couple minutes. Ken?
Early happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Boy, we're staying on top of this major traffic alert out of Orange County this morning. You can see it right here. Right near the I-40, I-85 split in Orange County, you can see a semi-truck spilled its load and flipped over into the grassy median there. Now, if you're going on 85, that's fine. 85 is fine, but if you're coming and your commute takes you on I-40, boy, that's a real trouble spot. So take a look at our live traffic map this morning. You can see those delays stretching from where this incident happened all the way back to Mebane. So if you have friends or family maybe stuck in this traffic on I-40, I-85 this morning, you might want to tell them to take a US 70, Highway 70 exit in Mebane and then work their way around this situation and then work their way into Durham and eventually into Raleigh. I have another update coming up in about 15 minutes.
What a mess. Okay, Ken, thank you. Police in Germany shot and killed the suspect of a deadly vehicle attack that happened during a Pride event in Berlin. Authorities say they were searching for a 21-year-old known as Abdul B in connection with Saturday's attack. They say while they were trying to take him into custody yesterday, he charged at them with a knife. The vehicle attack killed a woman and left 29 people hurt. Well, wildfires fueled by dry, windy conditions are burning across the western United States. In Central Oregon, thousands are under evacuation orders as the fires keep spreading. And over the weekend, a fourth firefighter died from injuries suffered while battling a wildfire near the Colorado-Utah border last month. Tonight, a story you'll only see on WRAL. The online identity of a North Carolina mother at the center of a felony extortion case across state lines. 5 on your side's Alex Littlehills profiles the investigation, showing us how vulnerable our online information really is.
The entire essence of who I am, they hijacked my entire being.
For years, Melanie Branch fought an uphill battle, trying to flag social media accounts using her photos and videos that other people told her were trying to scam them out of money. Now there is a face investigators say is behind the mystery. Hundreds of miles away in Seminole County, Florida, prosecutors have charged a woman named Beverly Bejarano with felony extortion and fraud. Records obtained by WRAL show profiles using the name Kysel Mary were actually using photos of Melanie Branch all along.
But I do bear a sense of responsibility for doing everything that I can to try and make this stop somehow.
Tonight at 6, hear from Florida prosecutors on the case and how you can protect yourself. Alex Littlehales, 5 on your side.
For the last 50 years, Cary-based SAS helped shape the triangle and the tech industry around the world. SAS founder and CEO Jim Goodnight joined WRAL's Kristen Severance for an exclusive conversation about how the company got its start and what guides him.
I say if you treat people like they make a difference, they will make a difference. And that's sort of been one of my philosophies all along.
Well, Mr. Goodnight explains what's next for the company from AI to quantum computing. WRAL presents SAS at 50, airing Wednesday night at 7:30 on WRAL.
Paramount's pending purchase of Warner Brothers Discovery is postponed, for now at least, because of pending lawsuits. This comes after 12 states and the Writers Guild of America filed separate antitrust lawsuits against the company. Paramount agreed to not go through with the merger until June of 2027. Paramount believes the merger would expand opportunities within the entertainment field.
Another A-list actor is joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
I felt like this is sort of a lightning in a bottle.
Ryan Gosling is finally joining the MCU. Marvel announced at Comic-Con he'll play the supernatural motorcyclist Ghost Rider. Sean Levy, who's currently directing Gosling in Star Wars Starfighter, will direct him in Ghost Rider as well. Starfighter hits theaters next May. Ghost Rider is due out in 2028.
You're a man who needs to control his fate. But you cannot control this.
The Odyssey has been leaked online. One copy of the Christopher Nolan blockbuster had more than 2 million views on X before it was taken down and the account that posted it was suspended. That hasn't kept the Odyssey from dominating the box office. It's made some $640 million worldwide in its first 10 days.
There was a hunger in China for connection with the West.
Their eyes were open, their hearts were humming.
Wham! 10 Days in China looks at George Michael and Andrew Ridgeley's 1985 shows in Beijing and Guangzhou, the first Western pop group to perform in China. The documentary opens in theaters Tuesday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, time of the morning to look at what's trending.
Yes, Punch the Monkey turns 1 and a rock star treatment for Sebastian Aho in his home country.
Well, Laura, let's start with that lovable monkey Punch, getting a lot of love from across the globe as he turns 1. Thousands of people sending Punch the monkey birthday cards for his big day over the weekend. Zoo officials say Punch was abandoned by his mother after birth and was nursed by zookeepers with the help of a stuffed orangutan that Punch clings to and drags all over the habitat.
1 year old already. You know, they say time flies. Well, officials say that his species needs to cling to survive when they are babies.
Oh, way to go, Punch.
Oh, listen to this. The Carolina Hurricanes Stanley Cup celebration is spreading around the globe now. Sebastian Aho making an appearance there with the cup at a music festival in Finland over the weekend. Pyrotechnics went off when the crowd went wild. He was not only celebrating the Canes' big win yesterday, but it was also his 29th birthday. What a birthday!
That's a way to celebrate, too.
Wow.
Good for him. Happy birthday to Sebastian Aho. Well, bring it back here live into the WRAL newsroom. We want to talk to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner about the storms we had last night and what we could be facing tomorrow.
Yes, so a couple little cells popped up last night and, of course, moved across our area. Those are long gone. But, Ken, I know it woke up part of your family. It woke me up. But, again, that's long gone at this point. What we'll see as we get through the day is increasing sunshine. And we may have an isolated shower that pops up. We'll pause it right there at noon. And you can see how those cells pop up closer to the coast. Fayetteville, Clinton, Goldsboro, you could see an isolated shower. But most of us are going to be pretty dry today with increasing sunshine. And even though we'll see that sunshine, it's not going to be terribly hot today. Highs climb into the upper 80s, which is a little bit below normal. This is a look at our severe threat for tomorrow, and it does cover most of the state. What's going to happen is well to our north, a big cluster of thunderstorms is going to develop, and then it's going to drop down over us. And timing those out can be pretty tricky, but it definitely looks like it should be late in the day and into Tuesday night that we could see those severe storms. Biggest threat would be wind damage, but some hail's possible northwest of the triangle, maybe a tornado in our far eastern counties or closer to the coast. Again, we'll be watching for that tomorrow. Right now, though, we're starting to see the sun breaking out here over downtown Raleigh. This is our Jimmy V camera, and our temperature is 73. Our dew point is 71, so we're looking at a somewhat comfortable start this morning. Our highs do stay in the upper 80s in the triangle. We likely will hit 90 degrees in Fayetteville, but we're not seeing any of that really intense heat that we saw for so much of July, where our highs were in the mid to upper 90s. That heat index was well into the triple digits. None of that in our forecast. Our normal high is 91, and we may hit that tomorrow, but otherwise our highs are in the 80s all the way through the next 7 days. We take a look at our 7-day forecast. And again, tomorrow is a WRAL weather alert day. We're going to be watching for the timing of those storms. One thing that could limit our threat for severe weather is if it's cloudy to start with. I think that it'll be sunny, but if for some reason we end up clouding up, our storms may not be as strong to severe. After that, we have a stretch of fairly quiet weather. Some pleasant temperatures in the morning, 67 Thursday morning, 68 on Friday morning, and then our next best chance of storms would come again on Sunday. So again, not a bad week for us, but tomorrow will be the day to really pay attention as we could see some of those strong to severe storms. Laura?
Elizabeth, thank you. And before we go to break, here are the winning lottery numbers. We'll have another check on weather and traffic coming up next.